Well, we now want to start wrapping up the meeting with a special presentation by a very special friend of Wright-Hennepin. Jim Bausell is Chief Operating Officer of Touchstone Energy. Touchstone is the national brand of the nation's electric cooperatives. Its mission is to bring added value to electric cooperative members. Jim's going to talk with you tonight about what I think are unique, exclusive, exciting, and often free energy-saving and money-saving services from Touchstone. Touchstone is another way Wright-Hennepin is trying to look out for you during these difficult times. Please join me in welcoming Jim Bausell.
It's time to do something. Press a button. Flip a switch. It doesn't take much to make a difference. Control what you can control. Take matters into your own hands. And just watch what happens to your energy bill when you do. What can you do?
You saw the hand in that film flicking off the light switches. That's the golden hand right here. See, that's what brought me fame and power. Unfortunately, Rolex never called me and asked me to do a bit for them. That's the one call I was waiting for. Well, looking out for you, I think it's a wonderful theme, especially given the political and the economic challenges that we've been experiencing for the past several years and are likely to continue to see in the coming year or 2 years. Maybe one of the reasons why I get invited to meetings like this is because of all the miles I have the opportunity to travel. It's amazing. I'll always miss the peanuts on Southwest Airlines if they ever get rid of those peanuts. But in 2010, I had the unique opportunity to travel 98,000 miles as the COO of Touchstone Energy. So I thought I was going to hit the 100,000 mark, but I didn't break that record. But one of the kind of unique thrills that I have as I travel across this country is I like to check out from state to state, from city to city, from county to county. I like to examine how much each consumer is paying for a gallon of gasoline. And what is the disparity between the prices of gasoline? I just noticed driving over here on Route 12 this afternoon that you're paying, it's about $3.60 a gallon right now in your area. Do you realize that last week when I was out in California, I had to fuel up my rental car with $4.35 gallon of gas. Now, I had the mistake. I posted this on my Facebook page. The way I kind of stay involved with my grandkids is I actually have my own Facebook page, so I kind of see what they're doing. So I posted up on my Facebook page that I paid $4.35 a gallon, and I lamented the fact that the price of gasoline had gotten to such a high level. My friend in Finland, good friend of mine from Finland, posted back to me. He commented, "What are you crying about, you Americans? We're paying $10.60 a gallon in the country of Finland right now. What are you moaning and groaning about?" But I guess as you stand there each time filling up your car with gasoline and you look at the brand of the gasoline that you're using, you probably think to yourself, you may think to yourself, who's looking out for me? Who has my best interests under consideration as I'm fueling up my car with that expensive gasoline? You know, we've been hit over and over again, really starting at about the turn of the century, right around 2000, you may recall. We had the great stories coming out about the Darth Vader of the energy industry, what we used to call Enron. Jeff Skeeling, the COO of Enron, used as part of his defense for his financial shenanigans that as the chief operating officer, he was flying around the country so many times and he was so busy that he just never had the time to look at the financials of the company. So he really didn't know what was happening on the financial statements of the company. And I thought that was a kind of a humorous moment. I wonder what they were paying him $24 million a year to do if it wasn't to look at the financial statements clearly. But we had such a history of bad boys in this country. We've, let me go back here for a second. Got ahead here. Okay, we had Tyco. Remember the Tyco story? This was a really big fraud. He misappropriated, this CEO, $400 million. $400 million at Tyco. And he got some jail time, but he really didn't get as much as you might think he got. We had our friend at WorldCom, Bernie Ebbers. Okay? He had a little problem on his financial statements. He would just put in fictitious statements, fictitious accounts, fictitious revenue and margins on his business. We went on to actually having our friend down here in Illinois. You know, it just didn't stop with those first three guys in 2001. We decided to continue the pattern with the governor of Illinois and some of the things that he's been charged with. We had our friend Bernie Madoff out of New York. You know, really looking at here about $18 billion in losses to investors. And I still think some of the losses are still being calculated. But literally you're talking about huge upsets to the folks who not only invested with them, but a lot of the shareholders and charities who actually entrusted huge sums of money with him. The AIG. Well, AIG was really an intriguing company. We may never know what really the total financial cost of AIG, because they were responsible for ensuring a lot of the financial companies that have had these huge significant losses. And of course, they were never able to pay up on the insurance for those financial instruments that really they had a terrible time with. So in fact, you know, AIG, we may never know how many billions of dollars. We know that the U.S. government stepped in with about $150 billion of assistance to help pull them out of trouble. But there's still an ongoing corporate concern. BP, we may never know what the financial loss here is. We have electric cooperatives that literally span the whole Gulf of Mexico coast, and they're still adding up the financial damage done to the watermen down there on the coast. And it may still may not be clear for about 5 to 10 years out what that true cost is. So it really comes back to, who do you trust? Who's looking out for you? And one of the thrills I got when I was first invited by Mark and your board of directors to speak to you is that I have been using your cooperative in my speeches in front of over 900 other electric cooperatives across the nation. I've been using your co-op as an example of good management. And I thought it was maybe important for me to finally recognize you and the job that each of you have individually done for the first time. Instead of me speaking about it in Colorado or Florida or Texas or the coast of Maine, that maybe I should at least congratulate you. So thanks for the great job is in fact inspiring other cooperatives across the nation to take some of the same actions that you've been taking all along. Wright-Hennepin Electric Cooperative. It is one of 900 electric cooperatives in our association all across the nation. They bring electricity to 44 million Americans in 47 states all across the nation. But one very, very important distinction between how all of these 900 cooperatives work, and that important distinction is it's the members who own and control and understand the business. They know who is behind these very important decisions that drive straight to the core of what your community and what your quality of life will be in this community in the future. So I say listen carefully to all of the talks today about all these issues that are facing us. You know, it's true that the members are the most important part of the electric cooperative, that your co-op seems to be totally focused on some of these core principles, core value principles of the cooperative. But the fact of the matter is it does come down to the wallet. It comes down to the pocketbook as well. You've had great success with keeping your rates under control. But I want to remind you of some words, very important words that were spoken by one of the women that has probably had one of the biggest impacts on my life ever. Please, let's run the video and let's listen to the important question she laid out for all of America back in 1980s.
It certainly is a big bun.
It's a very big bun.
Big, fluffy bun.
It's a very big, fluffy bun.
Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call the single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef? I don't think there's anybody back there.
You want something better. You're Wendy's kind of people.